Server Database Principles. My name is Varunkar and I welcome you on our YouTube channel Decode ITES. Decode ITS provides you single learning platform for multiple IT technologies. Today's agenda is database level security principles, database users, types of DB users, login versus user, create, alter, or drop user using SSMS or T-SQL, script to check user assigned permissions and roles. How does database user authentication works? As mentioned in last slide, we will be discussing database user part of SQL Server database principles under SQL Server principles. SQL database level principles. Database level security principles are to control and assign database level permissions. Database level security principles is secure guard your data at database level. Logins with super privileges can override database level users and permissions. Database level principles has two components, database users and database roles. What is database user? SQL Server provides two-layer security. Layer 1 is login, where the user needs to authenticate itself at server level. We had discussed how login authentication works in our previous session of SQL Server security module. Layer 2 is database user, where user map to particular login need permission at database level to access data and database configurations. The database user is a database level server principal. Database users are entities to which access can be granted to access database level configurations and objects. Login versus user. Logins are server level security principles, whereas users are database level security principles. Logins created at server level for server level access and configurations, where database users created at database level for database level configurations and access. Logins can be granted server level permissions and server roles, and users can be granted database level permissions and database roles. Users can access server level permissions inherited from mapped login, or logins with super privileges like sysadmin can overrule all database level permissions and can access database objects and configurations. Logins need database mapping, mapped database user, and permissions to connect and access database. SQL Server provides the feature of partially contained database in which user can be created and accessed without logins. In this case, user login details saved at database level, not in master database. Logins can be mapped to different databases with different users. However, only one mapping per database allowed. Other than login, the user between two databases has no connection and relation. Logins and mapped user can be of different names. The mapping between logins and users works on security identifier SID, not on login or user name. Types of database users. SQL Server provides 12 types of database users under 4 categories. It's important to understand for security and database solution designing perspective. One is user based on logins in master. Second is users that authenticate at database level. Third is user based on Windows principles that can connect through Windows group login. And fourth is users that cannot authenticate. Now we will go through users under each category one by one. Users based on logins in master. This is the most common type of user which are completely based on logins created at SQL Server instance. The first is user for individual Windows Active Directory account. So this user will be based and mapped to the corresponding Windows account created as a login at SQL instance. The next is user for Windows Active Group. This user will be completely based on Windows Group added as a login at SQL instance. And third is SQL Server Authentication Login. This user will be completely mapped and based on SQL Server login created at SQL instance. Second category is users that authenticate at database level. SQL Server provides the feature of partially contained database in which users can be created and accessed without logins. In this case, User login details saved at database level, not in master database like normal logins and users. This makes your database more movable and best for always on HADR setup. The types are user for individual Windows account login has no login at SQL Server instance. Similarly, user for Windows Active Directory group has no login at SQL instance. Third is user for SQL Server authentication login has no login at SQL instance. For this one, we have to pass the password as well because no SQL login is created at instance level and SQL Server need password to authenticate this particular SQL login. The last one is user for Azure Active Directory user, which has again no login at SQL instance. Users based on Windows principals that connect through Windows Group Login is the third category. In this category, first is user for individual Windows account, which has no direct login at SQL Server, but part of our Windows group has access on database engine. This means any group added on your SQL instance as a login, users a part of that group can be added as a user in any database. The next is user for individual Windows account which has no direct login at SQL Server, similar to above one, plus not a direct member of Windows group has access on SQL instance, but can connect to DB Engine through membership in different Windows group through permissions inherited to subgroups. This means a user is not a direct member of group added as a login at SQL Server, but a member of subgroups which are further part of the group which are added as login in SQL Server. How to create, alter, grow a database user using SQL Server Management Studio and T-SQL. For this, let me take you to my SQL Server instance and we will do a small demo for this. We have seen multiple type of database users in SQL Server that you can choose on basis of your environment design, your database requirements or your application requirements. Out of those, I have choose three type of database users which are mostly in use in most of the environments. In this demo, we will create database user for all these three type of database users and we will see how we can alter them or we can drop them. So first start with user for individual Windows Active Directory account. In this, we will create a database user for Windows login account added in SQL Server. For this, just go to a database under which you want to create a user, go to securities, then user, right click on user, new user. This is the database user creation window. It will be same for all type of database users. So first you need to select the user type. It gives you option of SQL user with login, SQL user without login, user map to a certificate, user map to asymmetric key and Windows user. For this one we will go with Windows user. Now it's asking for username, login name and default schema. First we will go to the login name. Once you click here, it will ask you to select the login under which you want to create a database user. So we will go with decode its/SQL user. This is individual Windows account added as a login in SQL Server. Once you click OK, it's there. We will use the same name for username and DBO as a default schema. You can change the schema if you want. Second tab is on the schema. If you want this database user to be owner of any of the schema, you can do it from here. Membership, if you want this user to be a part of any fixed or customized database role created, then you can choose any of them here. This is our customized database role and this is our fixed database roles. So we will give it DDL admin. Securables. Securables ask you to select an object on which you want to give explicit permission to this database user. For this, you need to click on search. Search gives you three options. Specific object. If you know the object details, you can choose this option and put the object details and the permissions you want. Second is all object of types. It will list down all the object types, whether it's a view, stock, procedure, tables, and also on the basis of selection, it will list down all the objects under that umbrella, and you can select the object to grant the permission. And this is all objects under one schema. If you want to assign a permission to a user on particular schema objects, then you can use this option. We will go with second one. Once you click OK, it gives you a list whether it's a stock procedure, table, or view. So we will say we need stock procedure, table, view, all. Click OK, it will load all the database object under these umbrellas. So we have tables, we have stock procedures, and we have views as well. So we will assign alter permission and insert permission on this table, and on this stock procedure we will assign execute permissions. Once you click OK, your user will be created. See, and the user of this database Decode ITS SQL user is created. So next is create user account for Windows Active Directory group. Similarly to this, we will create a database user for Windows group that was added as a login, and that group database user will be used by all individual users or individual logins part of that group. So once you click new user, the same window will appear. You need to use a user type, and again we will go with database users. Database user option is valid for both database Windows group account or database Windows individual account. Again, it's asking for username, login name, and default schema. We will go with login name first, and we will select Decode ITS local group. So click OK. We will use the same name for username and assign DB as a default schema. Rest of the options are similar to previous user creation. We will click OK, and Decode ITS local group Windows group database user is created. Next one is user for SQL authentication login. This one is creation of database user for SQL authentication user. SQL authentication logins are for which password and user IDs are managed by SQL Server under master database. So same, right click on user, new users, same window will appear, and by default the option selected is the correct one for this demo, user with login. We'll keep selecting it. It's asking for username, login, and password. Again, we will go with login, browse, and we will use SQL DBA database user, and we will use the same one for username and DBA as a default schema for this. Once you click OK, you will see your database user for SQL Server authentication login is created. Next is how to alter existing database users. For this, you need to browse to database, select database, security, users. Select the database that you want to edit. Right click on the database user and go to the properties, and you will get the same window almost that you see at the time of user creation. It has general tab. You can change the schema from here, change the ownership, members, securables. And similarly, same kind of options you will get for Windows group and Windows individual user as well. Now we left with how to delete or drop existing database user. To delete and drop, you just need to right click on user and you will find the option of delete. Once you say delete, delete object window is open and you need to click OK and it will delete. Before deleting it, in background it will check whether any schema is owned by this user or not, whether any object is owned by this user or not. In case yes, it will not delete and give you an error message. Let's move to the presentation for next slide. Script to check user assigned permissions and roles. Database user permissions can be divided into three parts. The first is database roles assigned. You can use this particular query to list down all the roles assigned to database users of particular database. Other two types of database user permissions are database level permissions and database object and schema level permissions. You can use mentioned script to fetch database level, object level, and schema level principals. This is the output of the query, which will show the database level, object level, and schema level permissions of particular database. Let me take you to my SQL Server instance, and we will run this script to test the results. We have created the users and assigned some permissions to them. There are multiple times DBA need to review those permissions and need a query to list down all the permissions assigned to database users. This is the query that you can use. First, you need to select the database name under which you want to run this query, and run this query. It will list down all the permissions. This is our SQL test. SQL test has the connect permission, and SQL test is having alter grant permission on message queue active object. Next user is, we have created SQL user decode ITS. This is our Windows individual group, and this user is having alter grant on this object and delete on this particular object. Now we have decode ITS local group. This is Windows group that we have added as a login, and now we added this user as a database user. It can connect to SQL Server database. No other permission assigned to it. To list down the database users mapped to particular database roles, you can use this query. So we can see SQL user is mapped as database owner in SQL instance. You can keep these queries handy and use them as and when you need to list down permissions or database roles assigned to database users. We have completed our today's lesson over database users in SQL Server database principles. For any questions, please leave comments on video or contact us.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share and comment our videos. Also subscribe to our channel.